Okay, now before I get into these top 6 suppliers, I want to show you something because I just got it. It's really, really cool. It might not be special for a lot of people, but I just got a rice cooker and I have never owned a rice cooker, okay? $60 this thing, Russell Hobbs, okay? Got it from Amazon, of course. If you want a rice cooker, a cheap one, use it. I just cooked my first 2 cups worth. I just want to say, like, it's good. It's good. I've never owned a rice cooker in my life, but this is good. Like, it's so simple to use. Anyway, look, rant over. I'm just gonna set up this camera and we're gonna go over these suppliers because I know you're not here to see what's going on in my cooking life. So if you haven't skipped this part already, you're probably thinking, Jack, just get on with it. So I'm gonna set up this camera and we're gonna jump into my computer. I'm gonna show you these top 6 suppliers for dropshipping here, 2021 and 2022. Let's go. Now, before we get into these suppliers, I actually want to give a huge credit to Do Dropshipping. Now, I'm not sure if these guys are Aussie based or US based, but I got a lot of info from this video. A lot of it is from this post that they've written here. So I am going to give credit where it's due, and I'm just going to read a couple of things off this post before I get into it. Not all of my suppliers that I've chosen are from this list here, but this did definitely help, and this gave me some insight as well, and I got a lot of information from these guys as well. So really, a lot of this has come from this list here, and I'm just going over it in video form, just because I'm in the same mindset as these guys. I want to help you guys out there who are looking to get dropshipping in Australia, especially if you're Australian and you want Australian suppliers. So I'm going to read a few things off this before I get into the list, just to really narrow down what the point of this video is. So here's a couple things, and here's a few of the reasons why I've chosen the 6 in this list, right? So I'm going to go to what these guys have written here. Let's Do Dropshipping. They've done a really good job, by the way. I'm going to link this whole entire post down below so you can read it yourself. So credit to these guys. If by chance anyone who's written this or who's affiliated with these guys, if you're watching this, good job on this, because you guys have done really well. So what I want to read just before, because I've got a lot of info about the stats in Australia and why Australia is a good place to dropship in, or at least to start dropshipping in. The first thing I want to read is right here where they've got how do you spot a good dropshipping supplier. So one thing I'm going to note here, and one thing that's going to be the theme in these suppliers that I'm going to be giving in this list, is they've got all of this. They've got location, fair prices, excellent customer service. Well, majority of them have excellent customer service. Products are at least high quality, or at least not subpar quality, most of them anyway. So pricing plans, a lot of them are free. Well, I think majority of them are free in this list. Shipping and order processing time, integration possibilities with your store, which majority of them as well. So it's got to be easy for you to connect to your Shopify store. And then there are some of them that have customized packaging. So this is some of the areas that we're going to cover, and I've got a PowerPoint presentation. Yeah, woo. Okay, your boy's getting fancy. Your boy's getting real fancy with this stuff. So that's really all I wanted to show you, and this is just going to be the current theme. I just want to make sure that I'm giving you actual good supplies, and these guys have definitely helped as well. So without further ado, we're going to get into this list. Okay, so top 6 best Australian dropshipping suppliers 2021, and I've included 2022 because I think these are going to be relevant after these next few months. So I've just put here again. This has been with the help of DoDropshipping.com. Again, the link to that page that I just showed you is going to be down below. Check it out if you like, because there's going to be other bits of information that aren't about just the suppliers, which you'll be able to find on that page there. Heaps. It's a big help for people who are looking at suppliers and stuff relevant to dropshipping in Australia. So check them out. Okay, in no particular order, let's get straight into it. Number 1, Eprolo. I've used Eprolo myself. So what I'm going to do is go through the pros and the cons, whether you can connect to Shopify store, whether it's easy or hard to do so, and the price of it. So Eprolo, the pros of Eprolo, big selection of products, okay? Not as big as AliExpress, but big selection. With the branding, you can actually get your logo put on it as well. You don't have to, but they've got a branding option, and they have quite good customer service. I remember when I needed help with something, I went through their customer service directory, and it was quite helpful. It's like, they're pretty relatively quick with their responses, and it's quite easy to sort things out for them. Granted, I didn't need too much customer service, so I didn't get too involved with their customer service, but from my experience, it was quite good. The cons, the only thing that I found with dropshipping in Australia is that it can still take to around 15 days. Now, for other countries, they have really quick shipping. They have shipping that's, I think, around 5 days, maybe 7 days, which is quite good for dropshipping, but for Australia, it still takes around that 12 to 20 days, I would say, and that was just from my own experiences. So that's something to note. Now, I didn't put this in here, but their prices are quite good as well. So that's something to note. If you want to connect it to your Shopify store, they've got an Eprolo app, so it's really, really easy to connect. You just download the Eprolo app and you log into your account, very easy to do. The price as well for Eprolo is free. So again, with all of these, I'm going to paste the links down below. So all of these 6 suppliers, I'll paste the links down below. You can check them out yourself. And again, you can check them out on that document, on that post that we went through just before on Do Dropshipping. Cool. So next one, Color Blocker. Now this is one that I haven't used myself. Color Blocker just says here in the little photo that I've put, you sell it and we'll ship it Australia-wide. So again, Eprolo wasn't specific to Australia. They did Australia. Color Blocker is specific to Australia. So the pros of Color Blocker is they've got non-standard products. So what I mean by that is one of the products that I saw was actually, there were onion cutting glasses, like goggles that you could put on. It's stuff that is good for dropshipping. I put in here good for dropshipping because it's harder to find in store, and I think it's a good option. I think it's a really good option to at least try these guys out just for that fact alone, because you're looking for products that are high quality, solve a problem, but also are hard to find in store. Color Blocker could be a good way to go with that. Now, their orders, they have fast order processing as well. Within 48 hours, they will process your order pretty much all of the time. You'll have your order processed and ready to be shipped. And they also have free shipping. So you don't even have to pay for the shipping, you just pay for the order and they ship it out. Now the only thing with this, the cons, there's no express shipping. So it'll usually take the standard maybe 5 to 7 days, maybe a little bit more. Still good for drop shipping, but that's one thing to note. There's no express shipping, so you can't get the quick 2-3 day shipping maybe. And then there's also a big one, which was a big no-no for me, but depends on what you're looking for. It's a $7.95 restocking fee for returns. So basically, when someone returns a product, when a customer wants to return a product, you have to pay $7.95 just for them to restock it, just for Color Blocker to restock it. Plus, the customer has to pay for the return shipping cost. So most of the time, the customer's either going to want you to pay for it, or maybe they may be okay to pay for it, but it doesn't come from anyone but either your customer or yourself. So that's 2 payments that you got to make sure of. You know, if you're selling a product that a lot of people return, which should be doing anyway, but let's just say if you're testing something out and you get quite a few people return it, you got the $7.95 restocking fee, and then you've got the return shipping costs as well. So they're the cons in that, just to note. To connect for your to your Shopify store, currently it's manual. So you've got to add the products in yourself, and then you've got to order them yourself as well. So it's all manual. So it's a little bit more of a hassle to do. A lot of them now you can just connect automatically, and your customer details or the customer's details are put in automatically. With this one, you got to do everything manually. That means putting in all their details, making sure it's right, and then ordering your product, buying it yourself, and if you want to add products, you'll add it manually. The price for Color Blocker is free. There's no sign-up costs, nothing like that. Next one is Dropship Zone. So Dropship Zone, I've dabbled in a little bit. I haven't used it too much just because this here, and I'll tell you why I personally haven't used them. Now, I think Dropship Zone is still quite good. The reason that I haven't used them, I'll get to in a second. But the pros in this, that you're selling from authentic Australian brands, okay? So you're actually selling, it's almost like you're wholesaling from bigger brands from Dropship Zone, okay? 3 to 7 business days, shipping times Australia-wide. So really, I think they're based in Victoria. So if you are shipping to Victoria, then obviously they're gonna get super good shipping times. In Australia, it's not gonna be too much of a difference, okay? 3 to 7 business days, that's quite good for shipping within Australia, as opposed to, say, shipping from AliExpress where it's like 30-40 days, okay? So usually people are okay, or customers are okay with waiting 3 to 7 days as long as you state it on your website. It's quite good. Now the cons, there's no customized packaging, there's no express shipping, and it's been rated 2.3 stars. So those 2.3 stars, you can check on the document, which I've linked down below from Do Dropshipping. That's only from 9 reviews. Now, I personally haven't had to use their customer service or anything like that, so I couldn't rate it myself, but that's just something to note. I would still try them, like I've got in brackets, I would still try them. The reason that I didn't use it at first, now they might have expanded their selection, but back, I would say 6 months plus, 6 months to a year ago when I first saw them, their product selection wasn't the biggest, and they had more so bigger ticket items, and I personally didn't want to sell from Australian brands. I kind of wanted my own kind of thing going. That's why I didn't use them, but I checked them not too long ago, it was like a few months ago, and their product selection was a lot bigger than what it was before, so I would say they're expanding. I say they're doing quite good. Even though they have 2.3 stars for rating out of 5, I'll still try them. They also have a Shopify app which you can connect to, which is quite good, and the price is free. So can't hurt to try, can't hurt to try. And especially if you don't have to do everything manually, if you can connect their Shopify app, good to go. Now, iDropShip. This is the one that I've been harping on about for quite some time. Well, at least the last few months I've been harping on about quite a lot. I like the idea of it. Okay, I really like the idea of the products they have, the prices that they have, quite good. One thing I didn't mention with Dropship Zone as well is that the prices on there sometimes can be a bit higher, where iDropShip is quite good, quite reasonable for dropshipping. The margins, they don't cut in too much to them, okay? So pros of iDropShip, there is white label packaging, which means that, okay, there's no customized packaging, but white labeled means that when you get your product shipped, your customer won't see iDropShip as the person who sold it to you. It'll just be in a no branded packaging, okay? And obviously it'd be better if you could have your branding on it, but if you want to start with no branded, then at least it doesn't have the actual supplier's brand name on it. So that's a good thing to note. No monthly costs or setup fees, really, really good. And also one thing that a lot of these other suppliers don't have is high quality images, okay? These high quality images are a massive thing, so you can use them, and usually what that means by high quality images supplied is that they're not copyrighted, okay? So you're usually safe to use them. I would still take your own photos and videos just to be safe, but at least you can put placeholder images in and they're high quality. So for the cons here, this is actually starting to change. They're getting more lower ticket items. It used to be just high ticket items, but I am at the point where I'm adding products into a new store that I'm trying out, and they're lower ticket items. Okay, I'm talking about as little as like $15, right? And you can sell them for say $30, $40. So it's not all high ticket items now. It used to be, but I'm just going to put it in there just in case. And then they've also have been said to have poor customer service. Now, I haven't had to go through their customer service because next point I'm going to talk about here is a lot of people had problems with their customer service connecting to their Shopify account, because with their Shopify store, they don't use an app. Now, I've got a video on this as well. It's a video I did a couple of weeks ago, and it's just how to connect your iDropShip account to your Shopify store. It's something called an API connection. I'm not going to get into it too much, but there may be a little bit of a learning curve if you're not too tech savvy. It's quite easy to do. It shouldn't take more than, say, 5-10 minutes to do. But I would say you would need to either look it up on Google or look at the video that I've done on it, and I'll show you how to do it, because I had to look up a few things myself on how to do it and just try it out a few times. And then I finally got it. Like, when I finally got it, it really wasn't that hard, okay? That's the only thing to note with that, that they don't have an app. But once it's integrated, everything's done for you. You add your products in, and then you can do your ordering and whatnot, all seamlessly. So it's quite good. Now, the price as well is free. So a lot of these are free. I'm trying to stick with the free theme, because when it comes to dropshipping, why would you want to pay subscriptions and whatnot? You want to go for suppliers that you just pay for the product, in my opinion. Okay, now the next one is CJ Dropshipping, and I get a lot of people commenting and asking me, Jack, have you tried CJ Dropshipping? When I talk about suppliers, I say, Jack, how does this relate to CJ Dropshipping, and can you do a review on CJ Dropshipping? I personally haven't used it myself, but it seems like something I'm going to have to get into in the future and at least try it out, because it seems to be highly requested by people. It seems like a lot of people have used it in the past, and apparently they're quite good. But I've done a little list here as well. So for the pros of CJ Dropshipping, they actually have a sourcing service. Now, that's actually quite good, because a lot of these people, or a lot of these suppliers, all these supply websites don't. What I mean by sourcing service is, if you find a product, say on AliExpress, or if you find a product on eBay or something, and CJ Dropshipping don't have it, you can actually request to have someone source it for you, actually have it put on the site for you. Now, I would say it's not going to be made available just to you, but it's actually going to be, they'll be able to put it on the website and you can actually put it to your store. So that's quite good. And then they have advanced features as well, which means things like automated order fulfillment. So what I mean by automated is that as soon as someone makes an order, then it automatically gets fulfilled. Okay, the money will come out of your account and it'll automatically be paid for as soon as someone orders it. So you can do stuff like that. Now, I haven't gone in depth to see what their other advanced features are, but it is something to note as well, because by the looks of it, CJ Dropshipping has a few other features that others don't, so that's something to note. The cons is apparently they have poor customer service. So what I've noticed with a lot of these things is that a lot of the time when people say, because some of these cons are being poor customer service, a lot of the time, some of these places, people say that Amazon has poor customer service. People say that Amazon selling has poor customer service, where in my opinion, from my experiences, they really don't. really depends on the person individually. It really depends on what they think good and bad customer service is. So I wouldn't let poor customer service deter you a lot of the time, because a lot of the time it's maybe people who have got, haven't gotten the things that they want, and then they think that's poor customer service. So that's something to note, okay? That's something to note. I've worked in customer service myself before, so it's not like I'm being biased or anything when it comes to customer service, but I wouldn't let that deter you from using something like CJ Dropshipping, okay? Connecting to your Shopify store as well. Got a Shopify app, really, really easy, okay? Ones that have Shopify apps are the easiest to integrate. You just download the app, make your account through there, and then connect it. All free to do. Super, super easy. And speaking of free, the price is free to use as well, okay? So CJ Dropshipping is probably one of the ones that, if you're really not sure what to go for, I would probably suggest doing that one if you're not doing something like iDropShip, okay? Number 6 is AliExpress, and before I do the rest of this video, I've actually had to change this to number 6 because I actually left it as number 5, but this is the 6th one, okay? So for the rest of me explaining AliExpress, you're gonna see it as number 5. But that's 6 suppliers, okay? Don't judge me, okay? I forgot to change it, but it's 6. I counted. It's 6. Pretty sure. Next one as well, maybe a surprise. Okay, it's not in everyone's favorite books right now. It's not in everyone's really favorite top tier supplier list, especially for Australia. But I put it in here nonetheless because it is quite good. Now, I haven't put in for the pros here. I haven't put this in, but one thing I want to mention is this can be a great starting place for beginners. Okay. As long as you are being upfront about the shipping times, because that's a con, and I'll get into that in a second. But AliExpress is still a great place to learn how to dropship. It's still a great place to find products, in my opinion. At least get product ideas. So this is why it's in the list as well. Now I'm going to go over some pros and cons of AliExpress, in my opinion anyway. So one, they have massive selection of products, okay? So they've got like one of the biggest selection of products. Not only that, they're quite cheap to buy. Now, the cons of that, which I've put in here on the second part, or on the second dot point here, is that it can be hard to find high quality products. Massive selection, but sometimes the quality is not too good. That's why I would always test, maybe order one for yourself, get a sample, things like that, just to see if the product is good quality as well. And also to see what the shipping time's like, because they do have quite long shipping times now. I found more and more recently that they don't so much have e-packet anymore, and e-packet was the fastest shipping option. Now 15 to 20 days is probably around the time frame that a customer is okay with waiting for, like the maximum amount of time. But a lot of these products now are sort of around the 30-day mark to get shipped. Now, as long as you're okay with letting a customer know, okay, maybe they're okay with buying a product that is maybe a cheaper price than usual, as long as you are being upfront with them, and maybe they can't get the product anywhere else, maybe it's something that they are okay with waiting for. That's the main downfall of AliExpress right now, okay? Maybe that might change later on, but right now it's the biggest downfall because long shipping times can be sort of like a mood killer for some people. It's like they really want a product, they like the price, but maybe they don't want to wait a month for it. Maybe they don't want to wait 30 to 40 days. So that's something to note. There are still some suppliers out there on AliExpress that do okay shipping times to Australia, but right now it's not as good as what it used to be, so that's just something to note. Connecting to Shopify, it's always been easy. Most people use Eprolo, which is just an app that helps you connect your Shopify store to your AliExpress account quite seamlessly, and it's quite easy. I've used AliExpress multiple times before, and it's great, especially for the starting points of dropshipping, but these are just some of the pros and cons to know, and obviously it's free as well. That is it for my list of 6 top suppliers for Australian dropshipping. Now, I hope this helped. I know the last video I did on dropshipping suppliers here in Australia got quite popular. A lot of people liked it, so hopefully this updated one gives you a lot more sort of variation as to what you can do with dropshipping. But like I said, the link's down below for all of these, and if you do have any questions about these suppliers, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help. But apart from that, guys, I hope you guys are staying safe. If you want any other dropshipping videos or any ideas, please let me know down below. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys soon.